So, good morning and welcome to the chair yoga class. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. If they're not, then make sure you put something underneath them to make sure that they're flat, that they're not on tiptoes, and that your feet and knees are in line with your hips. So if you use your fist, it gives you the right position. Sit yourself back, bring your hands, place the palms face up, bring the shoulders back and down and tuck the chin in. We're going to start with moving our neck. We're going to breathe out and tuck our chin down and hold it here, feeling the stretch through the side of the neck. So you'll feel it all the way up here. So holding it there. We're going to then bring it back to centre. Now we're going to take it up, but if you've got sensitivity of the neck, you can hold onto the head and lift up so that the head's being protected the whole time. If you can, stick your chin slightly forward, and that way you'll feel the stretch running down the front of the neck. And then we're going to bring it back down again. So we're going to turn the head to the side. So we're tucking the chin in and we're bringing the ear towards the shoulder. But we're going to push our elbow towards the floor so that we're not curling the head up, we're bringing it down. So we're pushing that elbow down, we're feeling the stretch that comes all the way down. You may even feel it here, you may feel it right up into the scalp. And we're bringing it back to centre. So we're taking it to the other side, so we're dropping it over. Again, pushing them elbows to the floor so that we feel that stretch through the neck. Again, you'll feel it into the jaw as well. And then bringing it back to centre. So we're going to turn and look over our shoulder. So we turn and make sure that we're not dropping the head, we're not lifting it, we're not trying to push too far. We just take it to where we want and we'll feel it pulling diagonally across. So through the neck, through the shoulders, into the back. And then we're bringing it back to centre and we're taking it over to the other side. And then we're bringing it back to centre. So we're going to work our shoulders. You're just going to lift your shoulders up towards your ears as you're breathing in, and as you're breathing out, just let the shoulders drop down. So we're breathing in, lifting, and breathing out. And let's do two more. Breathe in. And our last one. Bringing it down. So we're going to work our shoulders. So if we bring in our hands and just let it touch our shoulders, bring your elbows together and you're going to breathe in and lift up and bring them round and then breathe out as you're bringing them down. So you're breathing in to lift up and breathe out to lift down, to take down. So let's do two more this direction. If they don't touch, it doesn't matter. Oh, I can see you all there. It's lovely. Perfect. And then we're going to bring it down and we've got to take it the opposite direction. So we're taking it out, bringing them shoulder blades together, lifting up, turning them. And again, if they don't touch, it doesn't matter. You're just bringing it down. And our last one. And bring it down. So we're bringing it into our wrists. You're going to bring your hand out, so keeping the arm nice and straight. everything but the thumb, grab the fingers and give them a stretch back. And you'll feel this stretch right through the palm of the hand, but also along here, to stretching all the forearms and all the back of the arms. And then we're bringing it down. So again, everything but the fingers at the thumb. Grab hold of the fingers and pull them towards your armpit. And then you'll feel an opening right along the front of the arm and the top of the arm. And then we're going to change sides. So the hand comes up, everything but the thumb. Give it a pull back. And then we're taking it down and we're grabbing the fingers and we're pulling in. Bring it down. Give the fingers a little shake. So we're going to start by bringing it outside with our thumb. You're going to have the thumb pinch the tip of it, let the hand drop. You can have your hands down, you don't have to keep them up. And you're just going to give the finger a little shake so that the joints start to open up. But we're not doing it too much. We don't want to pull the finger out. Then we're going to take it to our index finger. Again, pinch the top as hard as you can. Let the hand drop. Give it a shake. So that we're starting to work on these joints of the fingers. But also at the same time, the pinching is worked as acupressure. Let's move to our middle finger. So pinching, let it drop, give it a pull, give it a shake. And this is great for circulation. Just reminds our fingers to start to get the blood down to them. Bringing it into our ring finger. And then into our little finger. From here, we started with our finger. We're going to just take one finger, grab it down by the first knuckle, and just pull it back and let it flick. Do the same with the other. Pull it back and let it flick. All the way down, let it flick. And the last finger, let it flick. So they just, again, open up the fingers and the joints here if we're doing this a lot. Let's do the other hand. So again, start with our thumb. Pinch it, let it drop, give it a shake. You may feel like little clunks and bumps and stuff, and that's just the joints opening. So our index finger, so pinch, let it hang, give it a wiggle. And to our middle finger. To our ring finger. And to our little finger. And again, we're taking our hand out, starting with our index. We're just taking it back, pulling it back, and flicking it. Middle finger, pulling it back, and flicking. Flicking, and our little finger, flicking. Give the hand a little shake. Let's bring it into our midsection. So you're going to stay where you are. I'm turning so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to go into cat and cow. So you're trying to tuck your pelvis under, you're pulling your belly in, you're pulling your shoulders forward, tucking your head into breathing. Then we're going to breathe out. Then to breathe in, we're tilting the pelvis back, we're pushing the chest forward, we're pulling the shoulders back, we're looking up. Okay, so we're going to go through this 4 times, 4 forward, 4 back. So I'll turn back this way. So again, tilt the pelvis, tuck the chin in, breathe out, lean forward. When you need to breathe in, tilt the pelvis back, pull the chest forward, elbows and shoulder blades together, looking up. 3 more. Breathe out. And breathe in. And 2 more. Keep going. Let me just have a look. You keep going. Lovely. So work with your breath. Breathing in, breathing out as you're moving. Feeling the stretch right through the chest, right through the lower back. This is opening up the spine and opening up the shoulders. Again, if you're constantly on a computer and leaning forward, that stretch back should feel lovely. So when you're ready, bring yourself back to center. So we're going to do our side stretch. You can hold on to the side of your chair, or you can bring your hand to the opposite side of your leg, whichever feels easier for you. You're going to lift your one arm up in the air, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you're going to reach over. Have a look. Make sure that you're looking past your arm. It's not in front of you, so that you're not leaning forward. Lean back into your chair if you can, to lean over. Make sure that you're not rolling away from the chair. Then we're going to breathe in and lift the arm and breathe out to bring it down. So we're going to do the other side. So thumb goes back, we're breathing in, we're breathing out. So like I said, if you want, you can hold the leg. But you don't want this shoulder to roll away from the chair. You want to stay back. And then breathing in, bring it up, bring it down. Let's do the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep the shoulder pulling back. Think about breathing into that top rib. Breathe out from the bottom. Breathing in, lift. Breathe out, bring the hand down. Turn the palm, breathe in. Breathe out. Feel the stretch right from the hip at the bottom all the way up through the arms. And then breathing in, breathing out. So one more on each side. Lifting the arms up, breathe in, reach over. Lovely, perfect, great, beautiful. Great, lovely. So that's nice work on the middle of the right waist. So we're going to take it into a twist. Now you're bringing your opposite hand, one hand to the opposite leg. You're going to use the leg to push away, and you're also going to pull with the arm. But the legs don't move. So even though you're pushing, they shouldn't open. They should stay in line, because you're using your hand in the opposite force. So it shouldn't move. The other hand is going to come up, and it's going to go to the back or to the side of your chair. And you're going to lift yourself up as you breathe in and have a look over the back. You'll feel the stretch through the waist. Think about where you're breathing, because it's a strange breath, this one. It's a diagonal breath. And then we're going to lift both hands up in the air as you breathe in. And we're going to breathe out. We're bringing it round to the other side. So again, using that force on the legs to help to twist the body a bit more. And again, lifting the arms, breathing in, breathing out. Let's lift it again. And now this is quite a diagonal breath. But you'll also feel this pulling through the waist, but also through them back muscles. We're going to do one more on each side, and I'm going to come over and have a look. So breathing in, lift. Breathe out, take it round. Last time. Lovely. And let's move to our other side, breathing in and breathing out. And then breathe in, lift. Breathe out, bring the hands down. So we're going to work our waist a little bit more. If you place your hands on your knees, you're going to lean forward and then you're going to rotate to the side and bring it all the way around to the back of the chair and come all the way to the front. So we're going to go for one way, for the other. So here we go, all the way around. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. So from here, we're going to turn and go in the opposite direction. And this is just working the upper part of the waist. So the bit that we tend to, when we're sitting, we squash it. The moment we're working the back muscles, the side muscles, and the stomach muscles. And we've got one more. Bring it to the front and bring yourself back up. So we're going to take it into our pelvic floor. Now this, I can't see what you're doing. You'll know if you're doing it right because you'll feel it. So with it, you're going to, again, keeping your feet in line. You're going to hold it for 10, we're going to hold it for 10 seconds, 5 times, and I'll count out. So you're going to start with imagining that you're in a lift and you want to stop yourself from breaking wind. You want to imagine that you're about to have a wee and you want to stop yourself from having a wee. And then this area of your belly, as you breathe out, you pull it backwards. And imagine someone's pulling your belly button back. Now hold it here. Make sure you're breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Now feel the difference between the relaxed area as well. So it's not just about holding it, it's about understanding when we're relaxing it as well. So we're going to start again. We're going to take it at the back, at the front, and then pull back the belly. Hold it here. 1, 2, make sure you're breathing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So this time we're going to pull all the same things in, but we're also going to try and tighten up all the muscles in our legs, all the muscles in our back and our chest. So if you think about lifting your toes, try and pull your toes backwards so that you're engaging the knees, you're engaging the thighs at the same time. So here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. Hold everything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax all them muscles. So 2 more sets. Here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly. Hold everything. Lift them toes, engage them thighs. Imagine squeezing the legs together. Squeeze the stomach muscles, squeeze the back muscles, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Tuck the chin in, hold everything nice and tight. And then relax. Got our last one. So at the back, at the front, at the belly, squeeze and pull everything in. Make sure that you're breathing, but keeping that belly nice and tight. If everything goes as you breathe out and just as you're breathing in, pull it all back in again. And relax. Now when doing these are equivalent of doing 50 sit-ups, that you're working all the internal muscles. So not the outside ones, we'll come to those, but your internal muscles. The ones that whenever you see the Tenor Lady advert, that's the one that we're working on. So we're going to bring it down into our thighs and our hips. Now if you can, try and do that pelvic floor at the same time. So pulling in the back, the front and the belly. And all you're going to do is just lift your legs off the floor. And you're just going to march. You're flexing your foot, but you're trying to keep that stomach muscle nice and tight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Now with that, as work starts working the hip, starts working this front thigh, but you'll see that it works that pelvic floor a lot harder as well. We're going to now lift the leg and we're going to push it out. But if you find that as soon as you lift it, it drops down, then you can grab under the knee. Because we're going to lift, push out, and we're going to point and flex and bring it back in again. Okay? So make sure you're nice and straight. If you want to hold onto the chair, you can. If you want to hold onto your leg, you can. But you don't want to curl in when you're doing it. I'll do it from the side so you can watch if I curl. So from here, pulling everything in, tighten up the pelvic floor. Lift the foot, take it out, point it, flex it, bring it back in. So we're still holding that stomach muscle. We're lifting, we're pointing, we're flexing, we're bringing it down. We're keeping our back nice and straight, we're not curling. Lift, point, flex, and back. Point, flex, and back. Let's keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and our last one, 10. Bringing it down. So again, with this, we're adding a bit more to that, but at the same time we're starting to work on our knee joints and our ankle joints, so we're starting to warm them up. Now we've got to bring it into our side thighs. If you can, I'm going to try and get you, in fact I will leave the block. If you can, you're going to try and bring your foot up onto your knee. Now if it won't go, you can keep it on the floor and you just turn the outside edge of the foot over. And you're just going to let the leg drop. If you can, you bring it up and then you're letting the knee drop. So it's the same movement. Have a look. Oh, lovely. Everyone's there. Perfect, perfect. See, this is the good thing of seniors. I can see what you're doing, so I can see where I can take you. So, with the foot there, don't push on it. Just let the leg do its own work. So it wants to push down. Make sure that foot is nice and flexed. And it will protect that kneecap as well. But you'll feel this on the inside and the outside of the thighs. Again, on the inside, the outside of the knees, and the inside and outside of the ankle. So we're going to bring it off, and we're going to try the other side. So flexing the foot, lifting it up, keeping it flexed, bounce that knee. It's just starting to get the leg working. It's a nice, a beautiful exercise to help open them hips. Again, the more we sit on them, the stiffer they get. If we can keep using them, less likely we'll need hip replacements as we get older, because we're keeping all the ligaments that surround the hips healthy as well. Most people don't, and so that ends up why we have to have hip replacements in the end. So we're going to take it down. We're going to bring it back up on the other side, keeping that foot flexed, bringing our hands together, pull our stomach in, and you're just going to lean forward. Now, you may not go very far. If you can, you might be able to get that elbow to the knee, but it doesn't matter. But you're just leaning forward as much as you can. As soon as you do it, you'll feel it push a little bit more into that hip. We're just holding it here. If you can, think about breathing into that hip. It sounds really weird, but the minute you start thinking, I'm going to breathe into my hip, it's as if you can feel air going into the joint of the area where you've opened it. And then we're bringing it back. We're going to take that foot off. So let's try the other side. So flex, bring it in. And then breathe out, lean forward. Breathing into the joint of the hip. And then bringing it back. Take that foot down. So we'll work on these outside. If you bring your feet over the top of each other so that your ankles are together, you can keep the feet on the floor. You don't have to lift them up if you don't want to, but you're going to squash your ankles together. Really squeeze and squeeze and squeeze them so that you feel the muscles now. After we've stretched them, we're now tightening these muscles through the outside and the inside of the legs, as well as working them knees. So I'm going to keep my feet up, but you can put them down. You don't have to have them up in the air. And we're going to swap them over. So again, you're squeezing, 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 squeezing these feet together. Feeling this tightness through the legs. And then relax. One more time on each side. So squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. I'm going to drop the feet down so that you know you can. You don't have to keep them lifted. But you'll feel this right into the kneecaps. And again, there isn't many exercises that you can do for your knees, but this is one of them. So let's change sides last time. And then release. So now I'm going to get you to come to the edge of your chair. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. So you're coming to the edge of your chair. You're bringing your toes up onto your tiptoes. If you can, stretch your toes out, put them down. If they overlap, you want to make sure they pull out. And you're just pushing your heel forward. And you'll feel this starting to stretch through the bottom of the foot. And then we're going to do the same on the other foot. So we're opening the toes out and we're just pushing the heel forward. Now you can do these things when we're standing up, but if you've got balance issues, then it's always good just to stay down and sit down and do it. So we're going to bring the 2 feet in and we're just going to push the heel as if we're walking. The heel probably won't touch the floor, but you're pushing it down. You'll feel it stretching a little bit of the calf, and then you're bringing it up to stretch the heel. But we're doing it, but we're not putting the pressure on our knees because we're not standing on our knees. We're sitting down. And then we're going to bring our feet and place them flat down on the floor so that they're in line. The knees and the hips are in. The knees and the ankles are in line. We're going to bring ourselves to standing from here. So our bums are on the edge of the chair. We're reaching our arms out. We're bringing our shoulders down. We're tucking our chin in. We're going to pull that stomach muscle in. Pull our pelvic floor in. We're going to lean forward and then we're going to stand up. and bring ourselves into mountain pose with our hands down by the side. So we're going to do this 4 times, 4 more. We're taking the hands out, we're bending our knees. The chair will still be where it was when you stood up, but if you want, you can always check for it beforehand. So here we go. Pull them stomach muscles in. Lean forward, breathe in. As we're going down, we're going to breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. And this one we're going to stay up. Lovely. And being able to get out of a chair it sounds really weird, but it's something as we get older, you'll see people finding it a lot harder to get up and out of the chair. So I'm going to get you up, and if you stand to the back of your chair. Everybody okay? Yeah, yeah. So if you've got shoulder problems, you can put your elbows on the back of the chair. Otherwise, you're going to use your hands on the back of the chair. From the back of the chair, we're going to step 1 foot backwards. Keep the heel on the floor and keep the front leg bent. You're going to have your hands on the chair, bend that front knee in, keeping that heel flat down, and you'll feel the stretch right here into that calf. Hold it there. And then we're going to bring it back in. So back by the chair. Taking our other foot back, step it back as far as it can go. Keep the heel down, keep the foot facing forward. From here, shoulders back, stomach pulled in. Bend the knee, feel the stretch through the back. Now we've been sitting on our bum, so this gets us up and gets the back of our body stretching. And again, we're going to step it back in. So we're going to take the opposite leg back again. Keep it flat, but this time we're going to try and bend that knee. It won't go very far, but you want to keep the heel on the floor. So we're pushing into the front leg first, we're bending that knee. Now we're going to see if we can bend a little bit, and it might not be much, like I said, but as soon as you bend it, you'll feel it go from here down into the ankle. So it goes right down to your Achilles. Now, you'll find that it'll be either on your big toe if your feet fall in, or your little toe if your feet fall out. Very rarely it's on all of them. Most of us roll in or roll out. So you're going to think about where it is. Is that my big toe or my little toe? Mine's my big toe, my feet rolling. So what we're going to do is try and roll our foot very slowly over to whichever side it wasn't. So if you're on your little toe, you're going to roll to your big toe. If you're on your big toe, you're going to roll over towards your little toe. And you'll feel a slight difference. You'll feel it again right into the ankle, right into the knees. And these are the areas that if we were walking on uneven ground and we kind of lost our balance, it'd be the ankle. It tends to be with the way we turn ruptures. So if your foot rolls in, then if your foot rolls out quickly, you're going to injure it. If it's the opposite way, it's the opposite. So bring that foot in. Let's take the other leg back. So step it back. Make sure the heel's down. Push into that front knee first. Shoulders back. Pull the stomach in. Now bend that back knee, keeping that heel down. Where is it? It might not be the same on both feet. It might be, but it might not. And then you're going to roll it to the other side, to wherever it's not touching. So that you feel the little toe, for me it's my little toe to go down. And the knuckle of my little toe to go down. and then step it back in. Give your legs a little shake. We're going to take it into a down dog position now. So, from here, like I said, if you need to, you can have your elbows down if your shoulders hurt too much. You're going to step both feet back. If you can have your hands on, you have your hands on. You're pushing your chest down to the floor. Now, if you find as you do that, your back starts to arch, see if you can bend your knees and push down. Keep the chin tucked in, reach the hands, but like I said, they can be here if that makes you feel a bit easier. But you don't want your head lifted. You also don't want your head too far down. You want it kind of in line with your shoulders and your arms. But this part of your back nice and straight. I'm coming over for a look. I do like this fit. Good. Oh, lovely, lovely. Lovely. And then we're going to lift ourselves up and bring ourselves in and just take ourselves into mountain. So this is just to relax us. We're going to do this one more time. But this is always a way to come out and kind of like, oh, my shoulders, my back, so everything pulled down. So let's try that one more time. Stepping back, breathing out, bringing the head down. Think about sticking the bum up in the air. If the knees need to bend, bend them. Make sure you're not curling. You're pulling the shoulder blades together. You're tucking the chin in. You're pulling the stomach muscles in. You're holding it here. It's a beautiful stretch all the way through the body. You'll feel it through the hamstrings, up through the back as well. And then bring it back up. So let's work on a few of these muscles here. Standing next to your chair. We're going to take the foot. If I do it backwards, you might be easier to see. So you're going to take your foot away from the body, keeping the toes pointing forward. You're going to bring it back in. You're then going to take the foot back, keeping the foot facing forward, bring it back in. Push the hips forward, pull the shoulders together, lean back, but don't let the head drop. Keep the chin tucked in. We're working from the waist and bringing it back up. Okay? So we're going to do 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Here we go. So holding ourselves nice and straight, taking the leg away from the body. Bring it back in. Take it back, but keep the body nice and straight. Bring it back in, place the foot down, push the hips forward, pull the shoulders back, lean back, but keep that chin tucked in. Bring it back up. So we're breathing out as we take it away. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathe in, reach back. Breathe out, bring it up. Here we go, other side. Take it out, bring it down. Take it back, bring it in. Push the hip forward, roll back. Bring it up. Last one. Out to the side and in. Taking the foot back and in. Pushing the hips forward, shoulders back and back up. Lovely. So we've worked and stretched every area of the body. So now we're going to do a bit of exercise, a bit of work on the body. I'm going to get you to stand sideways to your chair. You're going to have one hand on the seat of the chair and one hand on the back of the chair. We're going to take it into a tiger stance. So with this, the foot closest away from the back of the chair, you're going to take that out. the hand on the back of the chair. If you feel comfortable, you're going to move it off and hold it here. Trying to lift that leg up, lift them arms up, but keep the balance with the chair and the foot. And then we're going to bring the arm back onto the chair, bring the foot back down. Bend your knees, lift yourself back into mountain pose. So you can walk round to the other side of your chair. We're going to do this now. Come over and have a look as we're having a go. So your one hand goes onto the seat of the chair, the other hand goes onto the back of the chair. The foot away from the back of the chair is the one that we take out first. Only if you feel safe, then you take the hand off the back of the chair. And you're lifting the foot and the arm up so that you're working the back of the legs, you're working that bum muscle. You're working the shoulders, working the arms. Let me come and have a look. Lovely. Lovely. And then bring the hand back down first. Then bring the foot down. Bend the knees. Lift yourself back to mountain. One more time on each side. So as I said, either go around the side of your chair. So reaching the hands down. One on the back, one on the seat. Tuck the chin in. Lift the foot away. The one that's furthest away from the chair, up. Doesn't have to be too high. If you feel confident, take the hand off the back of the chair. Squeeze your stomach muscles. Think about your pelvic floor. Tighten that up. And then hand back down first. Then leg down. Bend the knee, lift yourself back. And our last one. So hands down. Furthest from the chair lifts. Hand at the back of the chair lifts. Imagine someone pulling your hands and your foot in two opposite directions. And bring the hand down, bring the foot down, bend the knees, bring ourselves back up. Lovely. So, if we bring our chair round so that it's on the front and the chair's facing us, we're going to place our hands flat on the chair and then we're going to take it into a plank version. So from here, you're going to step your foot back and you can start with one foot still here. You're going to tilt your pelvis down, pull your shoulders back, tuck your chin in, squeeze your stomach muscles. Then if you can, you're going to see if you can step the other foot back, shoulders back, tuck the, squeeze the stomach, squeeze the legs together, push the heels away. If you feel it's too much, bring that one foot forward again. And then to come back out, bring the 2 feet back, bend the knees, lift back to mountain. We're going to do it one more time in case you wanted to swap legs. I'm going to come over and have a look this time. So hands go down. We can bend our knees if we want. Tuck that chin in. Take the 1 foot back onto the tiptoe. Push the heel away. Squeeze the stomach muscles. Squeeze them bottom muscles. If you can, bring the other foot you're still pushing away. Coming up and a look. Lovely. So you want to make sure that our bum's down, that we're not sticking it up in the air. It's not down dog. And then we're going to bring the foot in. Bring the other foot in. Bend the knees. and bring it back up. Take the arms out. And our last one. So we're going to stand out to the back of our chair, and we're going to bring ourselves up onto our tiptoe before we sit back down. So you can have your feet in line with your hips. We're going to go into mounting first, a full mounting. So legs in line with the hips. Lift your toes so that you feel the kneecaps lifting. Feel that front thigh tighten up. Imagine now squeezing your legs together so you feel that muscle here. Think about your bum muscles. So squeeze the bum, and then you'll find the back thigh will come in. And then you'll find that side muscle will come in. Then if we bring our pelvic floor, so imagine you want to stop yourself from breaking wind. Imagine you want to have a wee, stop yourself from having a wee. And then you're pulling that abdominal muscle in. You're still breathing. Bring the shoulders back and down. Push the hands to the floor. Tuck the chin in. Stretch the fingers out. If you can, close your eyes. Now the chair's there, so if you feel a bit wobbly, hold onto your chair, but try and close the eyes. If you don't feel wobbly, see if you can lift. You can always keep a thumb or a little finger on there, or you can let go completely, but know that it's always there. Now this is probably one of the best balancing exercises that you can do. Every muscle now is working through that body. From the legs, the thighs, the abdominals, the chest, the back muscles, the neck muscles, everything. And then also you'll feel that the feet push into the right place as well. And closing your eyes just adds that extra bit. And then bring the eyes, open them back up again. So from here, holding onto your chair, you're going to come up onto your tiptoes. So all the way to your tiptoes, your hands can be there on the chair. And then we're bringing it back down. So we're going to try one more. So up onto the tiptoes. See if you can let go of the chair, but remember it's always there if you need it. And bring it back down. Lovely. So we're going to go back down onto our chair. So remember, let's do it as we would normally. So hands out, sit down, back into your chair. I'll grab my water. So a bit of a stretch for our legs. So if we bring ourselves to the edge of the chair again, you're going to keep one leg bent and you're going to take the other leg out. Turn the toes upwards so that you're pulling the toes back, and you'll feel this at the back of the leg. From here, shoulders back, you're just going to walk as far as you feel you can down the leg. It might not be very far, it doesn't matter if it isn't. Keep that chin tucked in, but you're trying to bring your chest and your stomach towards the leg. And then we're going to walk our hands back up and bring that knee in. Let's try the other side. So take it out, pull the toes back, hands on the leg, shoulders back, stomach pulled in. Breathe out as you walk your hands down. Tuck the chin in. So you don't want to be looking up. You want to keep the chin nice and tucked. And it's the lovely pull for that lower back. And walking it back up. Let's try one more side, but this time you're going to push the toes down. So you'll feel that stretching through the calf. So again, shoulders back, walk the foot down. Bringing it back, and going to try the other side. So this time push the toes down, shoulders back, stomach tucked in, chin tucked in, breathe out. And then lifting back up again. Bring the feet in. Lovely. So we're going to take it into a forward bend. Oh, I've lost Sati. Has Sati gone? Oh, she's run off. No worries. So from here, take the feet wider, turning the toes out. From there, you're going to pull the belly in and you're walking your hands down your legs. Keeping the chin tucked in. Use your hands against your knees, against your elbows against your knees to push against the legs. You'll feel this stretch right from that lower back. And then we're going to walk our hands back to our knees, keeping our chin tucked in, lift ourselves up. So we'll try one more of these. Tucking the chin in, walk the hands down the legs, the inside of the legs. Use the elbows to push against the knees. Let the body drop forward, but keeping the chin tucked in, not dropped. And then walking back up, hands onto the knees, pushing the back up. Bring the legs in. Let's take it into a eagle twist. So if you bring one leg over the top, if you can, you're coming up onto your tiptoes and you're hooking the foot behind, but if it won't go, just trying to pull it as close to that leg as possible. Now, whichever leg's up on the top, it's the opposite hand's going to grab hold of the leg. The other hand's going round to the back of the chair. You're lifting up, and as you breathe out, you're giving the leg a pull at the same time as twisting yourself round. And bringing it back. Let's change legs. So cross the leg over. If it can, hook it round. If it can't, don't worry. Opposite hand of the leg, the other hand goes round to the back of the chair. You're breathing in, and as you breathe out, you're pulling yourself round to have a look round the back. And bringing it out. Yeah. Let's have one more go. Bring it over. Tuck it round. Nice straight body. Breathe out, pull round. And our last one. and bring it back. So from here, bringing yourself back into your chair, make sure that your body's nice and relaxed. Bring your shoulders down. If you place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, tuck your chin in, close your eyes, breathe out. Now as you breathe in, try and breathe in right to the bottom of the lungs. Feel the air go round all to the side. Bring it into the centre of the lungs. Feel it go all the way round to the sides and the back, and then just that little bit at the top. And then we're breathing out completely. Breathing in to the bottom, to the middle, to the top. Breathing out. In through the nose and out through the nose if you can. Into the bottom, into the middle, into the top. Just focusing on that breath. Taking a second in between, just so that you can feel the air move around and fill the whole of the lungs. And while you're carrying on breathing, just thinking about how every part of your body, so how your feet are feeling, how your calves feel, and your thighs, your bottom, your waist, your upper body, your shoulders, your elbows, your hands and wrists, your neck, and your face. And still going back to that breathing. So we're going to take 3 breaths in, lifting the arms up through the nose, but we're going to blow out through the mouth. Two more. And our last one. Bring the hands together in prayer and breathe out. Bring them down to the heart. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. You can you can unblock yourself if you want to. You can unblock your speakers. Otherwise, if there's anything, how did everything feel? If, like I said, if you want to touch your screen, because I can't unblock you, I can ask you to unmute.